A very beautiful day to you viewers out there. I welcome you to the show Core Issues. Core Issues, we discuss some of the problems that are affecting the lives of the people, especially at the grassroots level. In Core Issues, we talk about governance, we talk about politics, we talk about social justice, human rights, and cultural heritage. I welcome you to Grassroots Television Nigeria, the zenith of digital broadcasting. My name is Anita Irene. Grassroots Television is located at 85 Ekewon Road, Benin City, Edo State. Today we are discussing the achievements and the future projects of Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute. We have in the house two great Edo sons, all the way from United States of America. We have the president of Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute, Mr. Osaro Idemudia. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you. And also we have a member of Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute, Dr. Kenua Obaseki. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I want to know when was Eachi formed?
Eachi was formed actually in 1995. You know, giving a quest and a yearning for cultural activities for those who live in the diaspora. So we just came together and formed this organization.
Okay, if I may ask, what actually led to the formation of Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute?
Well, you see, when you are away from home, and you grew up with a culture, and you start seeing certain things happening in your host country or community, and so you just say, well, okay, let's see how we can galvanize ourselves and showcase our culture to this very good host community in the US anyway. So that is basically it, bringing up people together, and more especially passing our cultural value to our children was the most important thing that this organization was for.
Okay, thank you so much. My next question goes to Dr. Kenua Obaseki. We have other socio-cultural groups, but what made Eachi so unique from other groups?
Well, it is unique because we are concerned with what is happening to us as a people, Edo, in its totality. The president already alluded to some of the stuff we do, like the naming ceremony is very important in any culture. Then marriages, these are all things that confront you, whether you like it or not, abroad, and you want to pass those kind of traditions and ways of doing things to your people, and also to educate the host, about your own culture, because they call US melting pot. You have the Greeks, you have the Italians, you have the Polish. They all have their unique kind of culture, and the Edo population is beginning to grow, and as you grow, there was a need to form this. Yeah, there are other social groups like clubs. I mean, life is doesn't end with club. So many of the members of Eachi, they are all mature people, serious-minded, not just jokers, So, and we are trying our best.
Okay, that's beautiful. President, I want to know some of the problems that as a group you have been facing or you have faced in the past. What are some of the problems you've faced as a group?
Well, as a group, we didn't really face problem coming together. But I have to be very frank. Most people interpreted this cultural group as a kind of fetish group, and so we were really having a issue with. I have to be frank with the Christian community, thinking that our culture is this, but we try to educate them that this is not a religious body. We try to distinguish between religion and culture.
Okay.
So that is the initial problem, but as we grew and people saw what we are doing, like Kenua just said, we now introduce marriages, birth ceremony, then of course, and death ceremony,
Okay.
then of course, our famous Igwe festival. That is where some issues were really coming up. We try to educate people that basically Igwe festival is not fetish. It's our own Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
So we didn't really have much issue. But again, the host community, like the Americans, black or white, some values in this presentation and culturalism. So anytime we're having ceremonies, they partake.
They come and say,
That's beautiful.
they come and say, what? You see, at times, the other Americans, let me use that word, other Americans, they flood the hall, and at times they exceed the number of those, performing Igwe festival, when we talk of Igwe festival, we really need to educate our people.
Okay.
Like the president said, religion is different from festivities. If you read the Bible, read the New Testament, you will find out that Jesus Christ was all the time attending festival, and those were the corner where they try to grab Jesus, because he was all the time going to festival, and then even the Passover, those, like the washing of bread, like the bread, those stuff he did. Festival is different, religion is different from festivity.
Yes.
We need to get that clear.
Clear, very clear.
And the media, or let me say the TV houses, reporters such as yourself, you have a tremendous job to do to educate people. Education, ignorance can be deadly. So.
Thank you so much. In case you are just joining us, this is the program called Issues, and we have two great sons all the way from America, Edo sons, all the way from America to Edo State. We are talking about Eachi. Eachi is Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute, and some of the achievements and the future projects. Now we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to the program called Issues, where we discuss the problems affecting the lives of the people, especially at the grassroots level. Now we want to discuss the achievements of Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute. My question goes to President Mr. Saro Idebuye. What are some of the achievements that Eachi has done in the past?
Well, thanks for asking. Like I said, we started slowly by engaging in core cultural activities like naming ceremony where you have, being being abroad, you're married, you have kids. We name, we go for naming ceremony the way the Edos, not, when I say Edos now, it's embracing everybody from Edo State, be it from Edo North, Edo South, the Asian brothers and sisters. We just go and perform the naming ceremony. Then we now delve into marriages. We conduct marriages in the traditional way. It might interest you that now even African Americans want to see their daughter, dressed in a typical Edo lady marriage hairdo and all these things, and presenting the bride and the groom in a traditional way. Then we went further in, taking part in the Barbican Parade. Barbican Parade actually is the largest back-to-school parade in the United States, where politicians, presidential candidates, mayors partake. So we now integrated ourselves to be part of that Barbican parade. Actually, I'll tell you, to be accepted to take part in that parade is a big deal. And we showcase a way of dressing, dancing, and present the way we even have food. And that actually define who you are. That was what we started with. And we're going for the, giving scholarship to students who are studying Edo language at the University of Benin.
That's in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. So just to encourage, we know some languages are going to be extinct, and we don't want us to be one of those languages. So those students at University of Benin, 100, 200, and 300 level, best students in that department have some things as scholarships we just initiated, and so long as this organization exists, so those students will have that scholarship annually.
Okay, we're told that you went to Ugoton, your trip to Ugoton. Can you throw more light on?
Oh, that was, my trip to Ugoton was
Yes.
kind of breathtaking. As an Edo man, you hear stories about Ugoton. They don't believe that when you pass on, your spirit goes through that hill, Okinanibode, situated at Ugoton, and that you have to pass in there before you are sent to, say, heaven. So that is, I believe, it's a belief system. Like it or not, might be true. So I went to Ugoton really to see that hill, and another river, as a Mikbo. Every Benin man or woman knows the story behind as a Mikbo, where you have to be very. Now you remember the story goes that there was a man whose pot of water was broken, and when he came home, they were fidgeting on how to even tell him. At the end of the day, he now told them, the only river you can get that water from, he said, if you get from a Via river, you're not going to take, you get from a Kun river, you're not going to drink, unless you go and get it from a Zenimimikbo. So me going to that river and seeing that river was a kind of refreshing, and I believe a kind of a lifetime achievement.
Okay, that's beautiful. Let's go to Dr. Kinua Obaseki. What are the future projects of Eachi?
Well, the president is in a better position to answer that, but I can tell you few additions of the few additional projects we carried in the past that really carried weight. We did ancient Benin come to Detroit, in Motown, that is the Motor City town, Detroit, in Michigan. There is hardly no youth that doesn't know things about Motown, the record music, Cassie Hayes, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and Marvin Gaye, and all those greats. They all, one time or the other, either performed or collaborated with the African Museum that actually hosted us. It was also breathtaking too to be in those great halls where those artists of my youth,
Yes.
they all perform. Indeed, Asian Benin come to Detroit. The former monarch of Nigeria actually cooperated with us when we approached him and wrote him that we wanted to kind of set up a revenue pattern for Edo people. And then that was our first big activity. And then he sent his first princess, the first princess of Ibakaruku,
Yes.
Irediawa, and she was accompanied by Iyasa. I know we wrote the letter, we worded it, we specifically requested that we wanted to feature the first princess and our kingdom, not just ordinary meeting. So they came and the whole of Detroit, they received them. And because of the success, all other museums, they wanted to collaborate with us. One beget the other.
Yeah.
And then Chicago Art Institute, Chicago, the third biggest city in the US, decided that we should do something together. And once again, we approached the Omo by radio. He also cooperated with us, sent to me back again, but with another chief. In that exhibition, Mrs. Obama, then Senator Obama, was there. The other senator was there. The mayor of Chicago, Jesse Jassy, anybody who is who came. And the president can dramatize it better. The entire Michigan Avenue was closed for the first princess from the Kingdom of Benin. You feel so proud, We are a great people, but we need to work on our greatness. That can become a catalyst for really moving Edo forward. And I hope we continue, God gives us the strength to continue to push this group forward. And now a lot of people are showing interest. And we can now expand it, every hands on deck for us to achieve more. Yeah, we still have a lot of projects. The president can tell you better all the projects he likes, and it's for us to really follow him. The president sets up the agenda, and his followers follow him, help him succeed.
Okay. President, on your trip to Ugoton village, do you have any, does Eachi, Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute, have any plans for the Okenanibo Day and Ezenimimiko? Do you have any plans to do some things there?
Yeah, thanks for that question. Actually, we do, and I'm conceiving an idea which I will sell to my members. Now, that we want to see how we can transform that Okenanibo Day and Ezenimimiko to a tourist attraction venue where an Edo man will want to visit that place in his or her lifetime. Want to make it the Mecca or the Jerusalem of for Edo people. Now, you see that river as a Mimikpo leads to a bigger river, Ewute, and that Ewute now flows to Giligili River, Remember, during the 1897 British expedition, they came through that river.
Yes.
Now they marched to Benin,
Yes.
from Uwoton. So Uwoton is a significant place in the Benin history. I want to develop that place, make it a tourist attraction, a tourist venue where people want to really visit and see this great river and hill that we hold dearly to.
And there is also another attraction there that really interested me, was the first market established by Eachi, the exact spot where the Europeans and the natives, they traded, and that place is very significant. The people of Ugoton want to kind of revive that. That was very interesting to me. And from that market, the hill is sloped to Ewute, and that's what their vision, to create a road and then to make that river so that it becomes something where you go to the market, you trade there, then you actually walk through that downhill and then to go and see the river. And who knows, the restaurants might be created around that place where you eat and you look at things, they are refreshing. Those are the vision, their vision, and that it complements with our vision. Because since our trip there, our people back in the US, they've been so excited and they are waiting for us as a group to go, And hopefully when we finish with Ugoto, we can pick up another area and revive all our relics. So it becomes, we have so much to offer the world.
In case you're just joining us, this is Core Issues. We have been talking about the achievements and the future projects of Eachi. We have two members of Eachi in the house, the president, Mr. Saro Idebudia, and a member of Edo Art Cultural Heritage Institute, Dr. Kinowa Obaseki. We go on a short break, and when we come back, we look at some of the questions and answers from our brothers and sisters in diaspora. Thank you. Welcome to the Pro Show again. We go straight to some questions from our brothers and sisters in diaspora. The first question goes to you, Mr. President. This one is from Ojuare Matthew from Spain. It says, on your trip to Uwoton village, he said, how do you relate Uwoton to the present Benin, where they used to say, yes, the dead bodies used to, or spirits used to go through Uwoton? Then he said, so how do you relate it? Does it still exist?
Well, it's still our belief, and well, it's our belief that we still believe that if you pass on, the spirit goes through that hill or mountain to ascend. Ascend into heaven or where the spirit, wherever the spirit goes. So it's a belief system. So if you believe in it, you believe in it. So it has not been debunked. So we still those still believe that when you pass on, your spirit goes through that hill.
Okay. The second question now is from Osaige Uhonoma. He's from London. He said, as a sociocultural group, what plans do you have to bring back our culture, knowing fully well that in Benin City, so many young parents do not speak our local language anymore for our children? He said, so what plans do you have to bring back our culture?
Well, that is a shame, though. There are a lot of groups, a lot of people writing apps on how to speak Edo. And if we find a good one, Eachi will support such a group. Because like there is nothing you can, correctly, I can translate anything in any language.
Okay.
If you go to Google, you will find translation. Even when I work for the auto industry, you know, some texts and writings used to come from Germany. All I need, I just copy it, and then in the German language, it will show the English translation. May not fully make sense, but I get the gist, you know.
Okay.
So it's a developing process. If they continue the way, from what I've seen, some people writing on how to speak Edo, some of our children who are over there, let's face it, it's not their fault. For me, I spoke in Edo to my son.
Okay.
If my son understands me, understands the mom, it doesn't matter how much Edo I speak.
Okay.
Because we spoke Edo in our house. And then he goes to school and he learns English. So, yes, in fact, when you come to Benin, it becomes very shameful. I want to commend on LY. That has been his main focus. Speak Edo, speak Edo, speak Edo. And he has gone beyond, you know, just telling them to speak Edo, to be offering so many incentives like scholarship and awards. I think those are encouraging. But it's incumbent on the whole of Edo people to know that you don't want your language to be one of those destined to extinguish. You know, so that's that. Yes, if there's anybody out there who is writing an apps or who is developing the language, you know, should contact us. Way back, I had invited this Alessi Bineweka, we call it popularly known as the Kasudo of Benin or Empire. You know, although he's into a different language to Gwoza, trying to bring Gwoza as recommend Gwoza for the whole of West Africa, like Swahili. But in fact, I actually flown him to Anambra to participate in a Dogba Makri conference that was with Chief Enao then, you know. And the whole idea was center on this language development. If we can have a solid Edo language like Yoruba, and our children start learning it in schools. You know, so, but it's still a task that must be done.
Okay. Mr. Yamuide, I guess you are clear on that. And the next question comes from Osarumese Osage from Germany. He said, how do I become a member of Eachi? Because according to him, he said you have been talking and he noticed that Eachi is based in you are in US, most of the members are in US. Now that he's in Germany, how can he become a member of Eachi?
Becoming a member of Eachi is, you know, propagating a culture. So anywhere you are, be it in London or in Germany or in Spain, so long as you are, you know, propagating the culture, we all live there together. So maybe my advice would just be, you know, bring the Edo people in Germany together, okay, and see how you can, you know, form an alliance with us, and they will take it from there. So okay, that's what, because for now we don't really have a constitution that don't really give room for distant membership. But we'll advise any member living in that country or in another city to come together and form their own. This, if you want to really use Eachi, Germany branch or London branch, then it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Thank you very much. Usarume Susagi, I hope you are clear on that. And the next question is from Osasume Ideri, it's from Denmark. He said you went to Wharton for a crowdfunding tour. He said what influenced that tour?
Oh, well, you see, like I said, it's mystifying. Like as a kid growing up, we hear from, especially that Okinani body and as the name for. Actually, I didn't really know that they are located at Wharton until recently. So, and we just say, okay, let's go. It's just it's an adventure. Let's go and see. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did visit that place, and I will encourage all of that I do sons and daughters to visit that historical village or town, as we may call it.
Okay. Osaze Mafido. He said, do you have a branch of Eachi in Edo, Benin City? He said, if not, he said, what are your plans for having a branch in Benin City?
We don't have, well, Benin City is the epic center of the culture, but we partner with some Benin group in Benin to see how we get this thing moving and we don't lose our culture. Now, if we're talking of language, Edo language, it's simple. Speak it at home. Yes. Kids can carry up to 7 languages growing up. And so the more language they speak, the better. The English they will learn at school. The Edo language, speak it to them at home. You are even helping them develop mentally. And so don't be surprised that the best people academically are people who talk multiple languages, because it helps in the mental development.
Thank you very much, sir. We are going to take this very last question. He said, this one is coming from Unoma Ubede. He said, Mr. President, sir, he said, what is Eachi doing about this invitation of a particular sultan trying to be sultan of Edo State? He said, what is Eachi doing about it?
Well, this sultan of Edo State is just, I think, less than 24 hours news breaking, and initially we thought it was just those kind of internet fake news. But if it is not, then we have to be really serious about it and make sure that you don't create a sultanate in Edo State. I mean, it's like you're going to have another Oba in Edo. It's not possible. I think I will hope that the palace will address that issue. But as the issue unfolds, we'll follow up and we'll see that it doesn't take place. We'll do all what possible, practically possible to stop the Tobani or whatever they want to do to create a sultan, but it's unheard of.
We need peace in Nigeria. We do. We seriously need peace in Nigeria. only those who are ignorant of what almost tear this country apart, who try to engage in this kind of activities. If you read the history of Nigeria, what led to the mass slaughtering in the north was as a result of the northerners being unhappy with the killing of their sultana and disrespecting their culture, and then before you know it, the country was at war. It almost turned this country apart. I just came back from EBS, and I told them, we need peace in Nigeria. If we think that the United Nations will not allow Nigeria to break, they will probably Nigeria becomes like Libya. We don't want that. A place without a leader or so many leaders, we can't handle that. Even in this case of Sultan, what do you want? Sultan of Benin, Indisbi of Benin, Perepere of Benin, this of Benin, and then the Oba of Benin is unacceptable. Very, very unacceptable. So I'm mad. I'm not happy at all. I hope every Edo person, comes and then address this fast.
Last word, sir. What's your advice on those groups trying to have their own Oba in Edo State?
Well, they should. I think they should, for peace to reign, they should desist from it. But they're just going to cause anarchy. They know the people who won't accept it. It can't be done in that. Can you go and create the Oba of Benin in Sokoto? It's not, I think, well, we are peace-loving people, but don't push us to the wall. Don't push us to the wall. But I think they will handle it, and maybe they are trying to, test the water and see what will happen. But again, if you test the water and it overboils, then you bear the consequences. So,
you get
well, I think I'm optimistic that our monarch, the great Ewa, will handle this issue, and at the end of the day, I think the issue will be addressed, and you cannot have another sultan in the state.
Not possible. Thanks for joining us on the program called Issues. We've come to the end of this program. You can join us on Facebook, GTV Nigeria, YouTube, GTV Nigeria. Our head office is at Ekenwa 85 Ekenwa Road, Benin City, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. My name again is Anita Irene.